All right, well, we'll get further details in just a bit from now. For the time being, let's hear out a conversation that Happiest Minds had post their numbers, which were fairly good even post the acquisitions. Rima caught up with the management, began by asking them about demand, inorganic growth, as well as what about their guidance for the current fiscal. Let's hear out that conversation.
So before I start, good morning and congratulations to CNBC on your 25th year anniversary celebrations that are currently on, and the Global Leadership Summit. Now, coming to our results, yes, we have done great growth of almost 28.6% in dollar terms, and constant currency about 28.3%. Compared to the guidance, we said we are guiding to a growth of about 30 to 35%. We are at half year mark, we are at about 23.5, 24% kind of a number. So we have our task cut out to meet that growth number for the rest of the year. But while I talk about guidance, we should also focus on the margin guidance that we had given. EBITDA margin guidance we had given was 20 to 22%. At the half year mark, we are at about 22.7%, well ahead of that number. And this is despite taking hefty pay increase. Payment just cost us about 230 basis points in terms of margin, and about $2 million of investment into generative AI, which is where we are hoping to see business and traction coming from in the next 2 quarters. We have seen a healthy pipeline and the business pickup in terms of volume there. Organic and inorganic growth, we have not given out those numbers. We have given the base of the last year. Pure Software as a $42.4 million company, Aureus an $8 million company, and we did about 192, 193 million in operating revenues last year. This is the base that we are taking, and we are going to the next year with the growth of 30 to 35%. And honestly, the reason for not breaking it up is we had a base of 240 customers. Today, we have a base of 280 plus customers. Aureus and Pure Software brought in about 40 to 45 very large, good, nice niche customers in the area. We have an award-winning banking platform called Artha Banking. There is so much of cross-selling happening and upselling happening to make sure that we take generative AI capabilities into their business. We take their business, their capabilities on Artha Banking into our business. And the new markets that they've opened up of Africa and APAC is being completely explored by working together as a team. So the focus will be to make sure that we integrate well the 2 companies that have come into our fold. Integration in the sense is not about the back-end systems that will happen, but the key is to make sure that we go to market as a unified company, and how are we going to cross-sell, upsell, and make 1 plus 1 equal to 3. I'll turn over to Joseph to give you an overview on the demand situation that we're seeing right now.
Joseph, if you could just once again give us the visibility to achieving you're still falling short of the number with 23-24%. And what about furloughs in Q3 and then the overall demand environment?
I think one of the factors that customers were looking at very carefully or with anticipation was the election result. And more than anything else, it was the uncertainty. Right now, there's certainty, we know, and certainty in 2 terms. You know the winner, and it was a pretty decisive victory. So there's no scope for any quibbling, unlike last time. And I think that's given customers a little bit of comfort. And what we are beginning to see, especially starting with BFS and manufacturing, we're beginning to see customers starting to discuss new initiatives and create budgets for the same. And I expect that will get extended to some of the other verticals. And for is early to mid-December, when customers would have got their budgets and they would start discussing hardcore numbers rather than just initiatives. So we are quite optimistic out here in terms of the demand environment improving into next quarter. And when we meet in January, I think we'll have more specific numbers and anecdotes to share with you. Having said that, as Venkat pointed out, we have our work cut out to get to our 30 to 35% range. At the end of half year, it was 28%, as Venkat pointed out. And so we need to just get it over the hump in the next 2 quarters. And I think some of the actions that we've taken at the beginning of the year should help us out We created the GenAI business unit. We're getting quite a bit of traction in terms of POCs and discussions with customers. The new brought on board head of new sales, Maninder Singh, is put half his team together, putting the rest, and we already see a good pipeline developing for new logos, while the existing BDMs are focusing on expanding in our current customers. We have around $82 billion companies where we can expand our share of wallet, and our industry groups are beginning to get involved in both new logo acquisition and